My name is Paul. I don't know if I'm properly introduced.
Nice to meet you.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Adam Schreifels. Nice to
Oh.
meet you.
Adam, myself, after you went through what you went through down there, I had the same thing happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got up by a coffee shop, the Somalians come out of the coffee shop and put a stop to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for that, I'd like to thank the Somalian community from the coffee shop, because they know who I am. I'm the one that filed a lawsuit against the cab company because they wouldn't pick up transgenders, blind people, gay people, and people with their booze bottles.
Yes.
And now they have to go through training and stuff, so they have to pick people up.
Well, that's good.
It is.
That's a big issue.
Yeah, it's a big issue. A big issue to start out at the airport. The airport didn't even want to really hear the transgender community. That kind of pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's the way it is most of the time. The chief of police doesn't even want to talk to the transgender community.
Mm-hmm.
He made it quite clear before they elected him. Appointed him to our board down there, our mayor, which really pissed me off that they did that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
With somebody like that, especially when they robbed the nuns.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's convicted of robbing the nuns.
Oh, really?
And he's in charge of our police department. It really made a lot of sense. Well, why don't you try to explain to these people what went on down there? Was real and not fake, and it's not a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really surprised the way you handled it and laughed it off. I was really surprised at that. I was scared myself, and because my age now, if I was younger than your age, I think I'd have been in jail.
Yeah. Well, my instincts told me not to show weakness. That's what you do in situations like that, and that's what my instincts told me to do, and that's why you see the laughing and whatnot. I didn't want to let them know that, they were affecting me in any way. Deep down inside, yes, obviously I was a bit frightened. The whole incident caught me off guard. It was very surreal. I was on my way with a friend to get a hamburger, and all of a sudden this happened. The Dyke March was going on, and it was turning the corner, and it was just ending, and they were taunting those march participants. And when I came to the corner, one of the little boys asked, "Are you gay?" And I said, "Yes, I am, and proud of it." And that's when they turned their hatred towards me. And they started, a lot of it didn't even show up on the YouTube video, but they started, talking like fuck fags, kill fags, things like that. So, it was a little more violent and more aggressive than what the video actually, the sound captured. So, yeah, it was, and at one point I do remember, okay, if these kids jump me, can I take them? I really do. I remember that. And I felt, physically I wasn't necessarily, I didn't feel like they could overcome me because they were all smaller than me. Some of those kids maybe weren't even 10 years old. But there was a lot of them, but I'm a pretty big guy and, can hold my own. So, but nevertheless, when I rewatch it, actually, the beginning of it's the most disturbing is when that kid just shouts out, "I hate gays." And it's just like, he doesn't even know who I am, but yet he hates me. And, I had a meeting last Thursday with Mark Dayton and some of the imam, or actually one imam and some other activists, Somali activists, and just to start dialogue with that community. Because it's obvious that in the Somali community, it's no secret that it's very homophobic, but yet, and we know it comes from the religion, but yet they don't want to acknowledge that. And then if you bring that up, somehow you're being an Islamophobe. And, the reality is these sorts of belief systems are very homophobic, they incite hate. In some sects of Islam and Sharia law is they actually verbatim say kill homosexuals, and that's why like in the Middle East there's like 9 countries where homosexuals are barbarically killed.
Right.
You know, and the thing is a lot of Americans are sheltered by that, and we think that we're somehow above that. We've progressed beyond that, but the reality is violence towards the gay community is rising, and that's a lot of people don't realize that. And
Yeah,
another Matthew Shepard incident could have happened already without us knowing it, and more than likely will happen again.
Right.
You know, and but my observation is that we've some sort of we've created bubbles, and that's what we do. We create this bubble, these communities where somehow we're safe, but the reality is we're not, because you know we live our lives, we work, we go to restaurants, we come across people every day, and I mean that's why I started an organization called Out Nation as a result of this, and basically the purpose of it, the mission, is to empower ourselves so we can empower others. It's to support ourselves through various stages of the coming out process, and through experiencing discrimination and whatnot, and then in turn helping the organizations like Out Front Minnesota, who are doing great work when it comes to advocacy for the gay community, but they need help, and the reality is giving money to them isn't the answer. They need physical bodies. We need to join together and unite as a community, and that's not the easiest thing to do when you look at the demographics of the gay community. It spans every different gender, every different religion, every different race, you know, so within that diversity also comes barriers to overcome to unite. You know, and socioeconomics definitely plays a part. I really think that socioeconomics factors allow people to create their own little bubble, their own little, you know, ooh, I'm cushioned from this, I'm safe from this. But the reality is they're not. They could be walking down the street. I mean, I thought I was. You know, I don't surround myself with that sort of people, but I was just walking down the street and this happened to me, and it happens to a lot of people. People have talked to me as a result of this, and told me about like your experience of being, you know, kicked out of a cab or not picked up, you know, and the way I like to best portray that sort of incident is imagine a white cab driver doing that to a black passenger.
They kill him.
Exactly. And yet there isn't the same sort of outrage. It just
Right.
goes to show you the internal homophobia that still exists, and you know that we need to confront, and we need to do it. And the only way you can do that is by living out, is by being proud of who you are and being truthful of who you are with everyone in every aspect of your life. And that's not the easiest process. I myself really wasn't like a part of my mom's side of the family. We don't see each other often, so I really didn't you know, feel the need to come out to them, but it's necessary. You know what I mean? And the fact is, now that it's been on the news, those that didn't know before do know now. So